Hey, what you reading for?
Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel where I talk about books, literary, horror, classics, and contemporary. Recently, I read The Lonely Lands by Ramsey Campbell, released in August of 2023. Emotional, engaging, surprisingly scary, and I want to tell you about it. So if you like books, hit that subscribe button and I'll see you on the other side to talk about an engaging and inventive, surprising new offering from Ramsey Campbell. Imagine how you think about your recently deceased loved ones. That will affect where they go to find their rest and what state they'll be in when they get there. Not only that, but other people's thoughts, that affects them too. So you have to be careful what you think, what you say, and to whom. Imagine the heavy responsibility that would be. Impossible. I can't control what pops into my head. If my thoughts transformed my recently deceased loved ones, they'd all be running around sticking sharp objects in their ears and killing my neighbors. Rest in peace. My mind can't conjure that. Even if it could, what happens when I see a cloud or a blade of grass and all of a sudden I'm fantasizing about Aubrey Plaza? Right? That's not going to bring any peace to the recently departed. So, the protagonist in The Lonely Lands, his name is John. And when John was an impressionable 8-year-old boy, his grandfather had a stroke, which left a side of his face immobile. Now, John is afraid or creeped out, afraid of his grandfather. His grandfather's not a bad guy. He means well, but he's old, which is creepy, right? And he has a part of his face is frozen in an unnatural grin. And also, he pressures John into doing sport when all John wants to do is spend his time with books, like a loser, right? So John is creeped out and scared of his grandfather. So when his grandfather is on his deathbed, he asks John to promise him that he will only think good things about him when he's gone. So John promises him, but the grandfather insists. He's like, no, it's really important. You have to think only good thoughts about me. Otherwise, I'll turn bad over there on the other side. And you have to remember my home because I want to be near my home. Please remember that. So John, who's already, kind of freaked out by his grandfather, this has him extra rattled. And right before his grandfather dies, he calls him over to the bed and he says, John, whatever you do, don't wish for me to come back. You wouldn't like me if I came back. Yeah, so John is, and then his grandfather dies. So this traumatizing experience that John had when he was a young boy, he was never able to forget it. In fact, this has affected him well into adulthood. Now, I do not want to tell you any more about the plot. The book takes this idea and goes into some interesting directions with it from there. It's best that you discover all that for yourself. I do recommend this book. It's about 250 pages or so. I ate it up, read it in 2 days. This was only my second experience with Ramsey Campbell's work. A few months ago, I read his first book, The Doll Who Ate His Mother, from 1976. Ramsey Campbell has had a 47-year career. 47 years and counting. That's quite impressive. Now, I liked The Doll Who Ate His Mother. I thought it was interesting. It had brought up some interesting concepts, except I felt that it didn't really explore those concepts in depth. Now, what was interesting was to see from The Doll Who Ate His Mother, from his first book 47 years ago, to his most recent offering. It was interesting to see how much his writing has grown, how much his writing has matured over the years, which makes sense that his writing would get better the more and more and more he does it. And in The Lonely Lands, just like in The Doll Who Ate His Mother, it brings up interesting concepts, except this time I feel that Ramsey Campbell really explored those ideas in depth. The Lonely Lands is a well-focused and well-paced book. It was engaging. It resonated with me on an emotional level, and it was surprisingly scary. I definitely want to check out more from this author. In fact, I believe next month I will be doing a buddy read with Cliff over at Cliff's Dark Gems. We're going to read a Ramsey Campbell book. I'm not sure which one. I'm going to let Cliff decide on the title. Do you have any experience with Ramsey Campbell's work? Do you have any suggestion as to what my third or fourth Ramsey Campbell experience should be? Do you happen to know if Aubrey Plaza's marriage to Jeff Baena is legit, or if it's just for immigration papers or something like that? I always enjoy hearing from you in the comment section. Thank you for watching. I'll see you at the next video.